I mean, well, first, let's be crystal clear. Kamala Harris won this debate tonight decisively. Donald Trump was mad, furious. He seemed distracted. He could not even look at her one time. And I thought that was just so
Garcia,
telling.
You're going to want to hear this.
He could not look
Hold on,
at
I'm
Kamala
interrupting
Harris
you, but you're going to want me to interrupt you. You're going to want me to interrupt you. We just got word from the control room that Taylor Swift just endorsed Harris-Walz.
And she just issued a statement
and she issued
saying, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now's a great time to do your research on the issues at hand, et cetera, et cetera. And she went on saying, I'll be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election because she fights for the rights and the causes I believe in, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, look, again, I don't know why anybody wants to get involved in politics, but certainly your side is going to make some hay out of that. Mr. Garcia, what is your reaction? And continue your point.
And I think she signed that post as a childless cat lady. And so Taylor Swift just came out, of course, endorsed the vice president. She saw tonight what everybody else saw, which was a leader, the next president of the United States, and someone that put Donald Trump on the defensive every minute of that debate. Look, I don't know what Donald Trump was thinking going into it. He was talking about strange things, talking about immigrants eating cats. He was bizarre tonight. And the truth is that Kamala Harris spoke directly to the American people. She talked about her record, and she put him on the defensive. And I want to go back to one thing. Why is Donald Trump such a coward that he couldn't even look at Kamala Harris one time? He could not look at her because he can't stand up to her. She is a strong, powerful person, and he couldn't even give her the respect or have the courage to look at her one time. And so she won the debate. She's moving forward. The campaign tonight feels great, and she's going to be campaigning throughout the next few days and into the weekend.
How do you think Kamala Harris does on translating to people why times are hard right now? Why gas isn't where you want it, groceries aren't where you want it, your savings isn't there, your wages aren't there. On her watch, you know, the border is an obvious issue that she has to negotiate, but people are going to vote on their pocketbook.
Look, I think what she talked about tonight was an opportunity economy and an economy that actually works for working people, for lower class folks, for middle class folks. That's what she talked about. And the contrast she made with Donald Trump wanting tax cuts for billionaires and millionaires, while she's trying to get people to get their first home, supporting renters and tenants, making sure that tax cuts are for middle class families. And she addressed the issues of price gouging. She wants to make sure that costs come down. She wants to actually focus on families. And Donald Trump spent the entire time just attacking her and being on the defensive.
Yeah.
So I think what you saw was a contrast.
One quick thing. Price gouging is a talking point from the campaign. I get that. Do you really believe that that's what's happening in the markets, is price gouging? Or is this pricing as the market will bear? And the question is, why is the market that way? But do you really believe it's gouging?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a couple things happening. One is, remember, we're recovering from the absolute worst pandemic and economic recession that we have had in decades. So there's a recovery happening. Prices have continued to come down slowly. Unemployment has stayed low. But there's still more to do in the recovery. The second thing, it's actually absolutely been reported that some companies have been price gouging the American public and raising prices for no reason. Now, President Biden has taken on some of that, but Kamala Harris wants to double down and take on price gouging directly. It's not just about prices. It's about the rent. It's about the gas that's in your car. She believes in energy production. She's going to continue to talk about these issues in places like Pennsylvania.
What are you going to do to stop corporations from charging what the market will pay for their goods and services that doesn't reek of central planning from a government?
What we're not going to do is allow Donald Trump to give huge tax breaks to huge corporations and billionaires and millionaires, which is what
the answer is, what are you going to do?
That's his entire plan.
Listen, I get it, but the question is different. What could you do to affect pricing that doesn't reek of central planning?
Well, I'm not sure what you're defining as central planning.
A government making rules about what you can charge for goods and services.
Government absolutely has a role in improving the economy for working families and ensuring that people bring home more of their money and are able to invest it in ways that helps them and their family. That's what Kamala Harris is about and what she's committed to.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.